What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Stream America. Today, I want to kind of remove us from whatever the hell might be happening in politics in the United States right now at this moment, whatever crazy shit Donald Trump might be doing, and focus on a story that I've been a little bit confused about. So how often has this happened to you? You're scrolling through whatever social media timeline you like, and something crazy has just happened in DC, so you're reading the reports on whatever Trump might have tweeted, or whoever might have been indicted, or arrested, or fired, when one of your particularly woke friends is like, yeah, all this is happening, but I want you to remember that Flint, Michigan has without clean water for X amount of days. And you like the shit out of that, because you're pretty woke yourself, and you're like, yeah, that's messed up. Flint, Michigan shouldn't have water in America in this day and age. But then you're like, how long exactly haven't they had clean water, and why exactly don't they have clean water, and whose fault is it? Well, if that sounds like you, or even if it doesn't, it sounds like me, so I figured I'd tell you about it. To start, we're gonna go all the way back to April of 2014 to kind of paint the scene for you. Picture you get into your car, Happy by Pharrell is playing constantly. Shia LaBeouf has just started to go crazy a little bit, and you're super stoked because Guardians of the Galaxy comes out next month. Do you feel like you're there? Cool. On April 25th, the city of Flint, Michigan decided that it was going to end its contract with Detroit Water and Sewage and start up a new contract using the Flint River as its main water source. Unfortunately, officials forgot to treat that water with corrosion inhibitors that protect pipes from corrosive materials in the water. Pretty much immediately, as soon as the Flint River water started flowing into homes, residents started complaining of funky, nasty, off-colored water. In fact, in October of that year, so 6 months later, the Ford plant in Flint had to stop using Flint River water because it was corroding and damaging parts they used in the engines they make there. Now, in 2015, the city of Flint started getting in a very public battle with its residents. Local moms started bringing bottles of Flint tap water to town meetings, showing it to cameras and saying, look how messed up this is. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, actually paired with Virginia Tech University to do studies on the water and found that in some households, the tap water had 7 times the level of lead in the water that it should. The Flint City Council actually made a move to stop using the Flint River water and go back to Detroit Water and Sewage, but the city's emergency planner, Jerry Jones, shot that down. That brings us into 2016. You all remember 2016. It was everyone's favorite year. That's really when crap started to go down. You see, a pediatrician brought a report to the city of Flint and to the governor's desk, Dan Snyder, saying that across the city of Flint, children's blood levels had increased levels of lead. And that's when he decided something had to be done. He called in Michigan's National Guard to start distributing bottled water to the town's residents. He urged President Obama to declare a state of emergency, which he did. And that's when he had to also reveal that throughout 2014 and 2015, 12 people died and 77 more were affected from an extreme form of pneumonia called Legionnaire's disease that's triggered by bacteria in Flint's nasty, disgusting water. Unfortunately, by this time, most of the damage had already been done. Even though Governor Snyder had issued the city of Flint $9 million to switch back to the Detroit Water and Sewage, now called the Great Lakes Water Authority, the city decided it had some commitment issues. Instead of signing on to a 30-year contract, which was kind of the standard, they started signing on to small, brief 30-day contracts instead. And all the while, they were sending delinquency notices to some 8,000 Flint residents for not paying the water bills that were killing some of them. I mean, that takes some balls. Around that time, reports came out from the EPA and Virginia Tech officially linking the Legionnaire's disease to the Flint River water. And even though some water levels at this point had returned to normal, Flint schools still were showing increased levels of lead throughout this school district. But I mean, who really gives a shit about schools? Now that brings us into 2018. For the most part, the city and the government have decided that the water crisis is over. Most water in Flint is safe to drink and safe to bathe in. However, there are still some tests that show that Flint schools still have elevated levels of lead in them. I mean, the city and the government seems to be okay with its children drinking and coming into contact with lead-poisoned water. I want to focus on the fact that Flint is a majority-minority town, in the sense that most of the residents are a minority race. And there's also a 40% poverty rate there. If this administration, the Trump administration, has shown us anything, they don't really care about areas where there aren't a lot of white people around. And on April 6th, the city officially decided to end its water distribution throughout. Now, people in Flint are scrambling to get any remaining bottled water they can because they still don't feel safe drinking the water that comes out of their homes. And the schools, they're still showing tests that have elevated levels of lead in their water. So if you want to help Flint, to me, the best thing you can do is try and help the Flint Community Schools. The Flint Community Schools accept both cash donations and can schedule water drop-offs. If you want to schedule a cash donation, please call 810-767-6030. If you want to schedule a water drop-off, call 810-760-1310, and we'll put those numbers up on the screen for you. The city of Flint still needs our help. We as Americans cannot stand idly by while other Americans have to deal with disgusting corroded water. It's 2018 and that should not be happening. So pick up the phone, give what you can, donate money, donate water. Let's help solve this problem together as Americans. Until next time, this is Stream America. Make sure to call your senators.